the impact of the sermon. You know, I'm sure all y'all saying yes, looking yes. Getting all the benefits of God. No worries. Anxious for nothing, right? I know y'all. But just to show you, the scripture says that Jesus was touched on with all points like us. So some stuff we deal with, Jesus felt it when he became flesh. Scripture says in John chapter 1, he became flesh and dwelt among us. So he actually, when he became flesh, he was supernatural and took on a fleshly body to experience what we experience. So when we feel an infirmity, I know how you feel. Now, I have no idea what you're dealing with. Really? Guess that hurts. I don't know what hurt is. No, Jesus feels what you feel. Well, let's look at Luke 22 to verse 42. Okay, this is Jesus in the garden. He's getting closer to the time of his crucifixion. So he goes to the garden and prays. He just tells the disciples watch and pray with him. So then he comes back and the disciples are asleep. So then he prays and he says, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. So he says, if it's your will, I just want to throw a shout out just in case it's a possibility, just in case this was all like a plan just to see if I would do it. Now that you know that I'm willing to do it, and you want to just shut it down right now, because you see I'm willing to do it, I'm good. I flow with your will, God, almost like manipulation. He said, nevertheless, not my will, thy will be done. So it's a bitter cup for him. Now we know that bitter cup translated into a crucifixion, into a beating. Meat, Passion of Christ, meat pulled out his back. All types of broken, took some stripes, hit the ground, and most of us would have stayed on the ground, played dead. Got up, it's like, that's not enough stripes. Somebody's going to go through something mental. Somebody's going to go through something that they believe they can't take it no more. Somebody's going to have a sickness and disease that they believe is uncurable. So I need some more stripes. I got to take on all their infirmities. I got to take on anything they'll deal with mentally, anything they'll deal with in terms of frustration. He said, so he got back up and was like, you ain't finished. Now, how many of us would have got back up? If I stay down here, maybe they'll think I'm done, and they'll stop beating on me. He took more stripes. They broke his bones more. All so we can get what we need. That's it. So that's a bitter cup for him. So our bitter cup, things not going our way, people not doing what we think they should do. Let's compare them. Scripture says, take up your cross and follow me. So are we taking up our cross? Are we embracing what looks crazy, but I know God knows what I need, regardless of how it looks? Are we going, God knows what I need? This looks crazy. Even if you even do up the prayer, let this bitter cup pass from me, nevertheless, not my will, thy will be done. That will work. People ain't even going that far. No, this can't possibly be your will, and you need to change this right now. If you love me, you wouldn't let me go through this. No, because he loves you is why you're going through it. Because you made choices outside the lines. God set up some boundaries to keep you in his protection and his fellowship and his communion when you went outside the lines. Even when the dog is shot by the electrical fence, it's not to prevent him more than it is to protect him. Because the owner would rather for him to get a slight shock trying to leave outside the lines than get a big bang when he get hit by that car. And the same thing, God would rather you go through a slight level of conviction than for you to really deal with the craziness when you leave outside the lines to a point where the lines get so blurry you forget there are boundaries. You forget there is a word that was trying to keep you in the presence of God. Now this word turns from protection into prevention. You're just trying to stop me from having my fun. Okay, it's fun. How's it working? So much fun. Where's that fulfilling smile? If it's so much fun, why are you crying so much? Why are you hurting so much? Why are you so mean? So bitter? If it's so much fun, it's fun, which, my wife talk about all the time, people be telling me, I'm going to just do what I want to do. I'm like, well, you should be happy. You're doing what you want to do, so you should be thrilled. No one's making you do it. You've chosen to do it. So you should be the happiest person on the planet. Because you're doing what you want to do. Now, if it's not working for you, I would try doing it his way. Unless you're so thrilled and everything's going so wonderfully for you, no conviction, no craziness around you. But every time I see you, you should just be like this. I'm just so good to do what I want to do, and it's just working. I don't know why you living for God. You should just try to do what you want to do. You know, I mean, again, you know, I repeat it so much. How's it really working for you? Go to Ephesians 6, and I'll give you a couple of everyday examples. I have a friend. He secured a job. No, I had a friend. He had a business. First he was working, he was making great money. You know, just short of 6 figures a year. So he decided to start a business, and he started the business. It was the same business. It was competition with his own company. So eventually, got in the wrong partnership. He lost everything, house, everything. So, you know, you be trying business, you should try to hang in there with the business. You know, like business be fine, the Lord will bless me. And everything's just getting crazy, crazy, crazy. So, you know, talked to the person, we talked, and decided to, okay, let me really hear from God. So God told him to take a job that looked like, this is not even close to what I was making when I was working for other people. It's definitely not close to what I was making in business. So he takes the job, and because he had a business, the job contracts him. So he says, no, we just contract you. And then, so then he said, oh, we need to hire 2 more employees. Tell you what, we'll hire the employees, but under your contract. So we'll pay you a certain amount. We'll pay you double what you would pay them. So you could just pay them half of what we'll pay you. So each person, that he made money off of, every person. So then he hired like 8, 9 more people. So now he's making money off of other employees and his salary. Then they said, you know what, what's your business? Tell you what, we need to utilize the business that you use, but we can only pay you $55 an hour. That's the only thing we'll let you invoice us for, $55 an hour. In addition to all the money, he ended up making more a month than he was making the whole year. But when he took the job, he was like, man, I gotta go working for these people. He had no clue what was behind door number 1. But guess what? God knew what he needed. All right, Ephesians 6, it says, finally, my brother, verse 10, finally, my brother, be strong in the Lord, in the power of his might. Be strong. So I'm going to maintain my strength in the Lord, and in the power of his might, not my own. It says, put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles, the tricks of the devil. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high place. So it says, that your faith should not stand. Where is it? Finally, my brother, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So the only way we can, hold on a second, there's another scripture here. Verse 13. That's what I was looking for. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day. Having done all to stand, stand therefore, having the loins girded about with truth, having on the breastplate of righteousness. All right, so it says, having done all you can do to stand, stand therefore. And Exodus 14, 13, and 14 says, fear not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. So after you've reached your limit, the scripture says, stand and see God's salvation. That word salvation is wholeness. Everything you possibly could ever need. God is saying, could you just be still and know that I'm God? Psalm 46:10. He's saying that, know that I'm God. Know that I know what you need. Regardless of how it looks, I know what you need. But I need you to stand and let me show you I know what you need. And a lot of times we say we're standing, but we're not. You know, because we're not thinking on his report, on the good report. We're thinking on the circumstances. But we say we're standing. God said, give me a shot. That's all I want. You give me a shot. If I don't come through, you can go crazy, lose your mind if you want to. But God always comes through. Because he knows what we need. But we just have to keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. to all things working together for our good. So the thing is, we can't wrestle, we need to yield. We can't worry, we need to yield. Philippians 4:6, it says, be anxious for nothing, but with prayer and supplication, let your requests be made known unto him. Right? Be anxious, be worried for nothing. So don't worry, yield. Don't wrestle, yield. Don't fear, yield. You know, fear not, stand still. Fear not, stand still and see. Right? So don't care, yield. She mentioned the scripture earlier. Cast your cares on him. Don't carry cares. Cares aren't designed to be carried. They're designed to be cast. So if you're carrying cares, something's wrong with that picture. You're not designed to carry cares, so you don't have the capacity to handle cares. They're supposed to be cast. So care shows up in the office and says he has an appointment with you. No, you couldn't possibly have an appointment with me because I'm not designed to carry you. I can't support you. I can't even have a conversation with you. Oh no, you want the top floor. You want Jesus. You want the Jesus floor. No, wrong. They told you. Did they tell you to come see me? No, they told you wrong. You won't go to the top. Just go on to the top floor. I can't even ask you questions. I can't entertain you. But what we do, we spend the time with cares. Tell you what, you come to my office 4, 5, 6 hours with cares. You can't do nothing with cares. So cast them, don't carry them. Yield. We must yield to his plan, his reality, not our fears. That false evidence appearing real. F-E-A-R. We can't yield to that false evidence appearing real. The smoke and mirrors. We can't yield to the adversary tricking us. He comes in your life, he puts up a screen, he puts up a set, and he gives you the false evidence appearing real, and he just wants you to say it. He wants you to magnify it and to speak it. Because he knows once you speak it out into existence, once that thought that he put in your mind, a thought unspoken dies no more, once he puts that thought in your mind on the canvas of your imagination, once he gives you that picture and you start to speak it and confess it, you start to live it. And then what he does, he takes down the set, he goes, okay, we got them. They'll be living out this false evidence appearing real, this fantasy for the longest, so let's go get somebody else there. The whole time he's behind the screen going, say it, speak it, live it, believe it. But God is saying, say it, speak it, believe it, live it. We can't be going for that false evidence appearing real. God knows what we need. God knows what we need, and we have to live our life like God knows what we need. We were talking, what even inspired us while we were talking about this today, when my wife was talking, and I really was, I don't care what nobody thinks, and trying to be all cool. I was just really honored and really appreciative that God sent me her. I just was. I was just like, babe, I said, man, I'm so glad God sent me. So she said, well, no, I don't think you understand. I'm glad God sent you. And so then she said, man, I can't believe I was chasing after my son's biological father. She says, I don't know. She says, imagine if I'd end up with him. And as I was walking downstairs, I was leaving the house, I said, you know what, God knows what we need. And as soon as I said it, just like my whole life, and our whole life just started to go through. And I started to think about all the times we were worried, all the times we were frustrated, all the times people had us distracted, all the times we were fighting to hold on when we should have let go. Like we thought we was losing something at the expense of gaining something. And then I said, it just kept coming to me over and over and over while I was driving. God knows what we need. Because when we look at our lives, look at the things that benefit us, we had nothing to do with it. If you really think about it, look at all your effort. Like if you really just kept score, look at all your effort, look at the results. Look at the stuff that you put very little effort in that's having a major impact in your life. And where did it come from? God. You know why? Because he knew what you needed. And then you sit back and go, man, I can't believe I just thought she was the one. I thought he was the one. I thought this is where I'm supposed to go and who I'm supposed to be with. I thought, I don't want to let it go because I've invested so much. Listen, that's the major thing about life. We got to learn to cut our losses.